Oh man, that's awesome. Oh, puppy. That's so cute.
So let me go grab my coffee and I'll be right back. I haven't had a chance to get that yet. I was like, I got caught up in all these conversations and I looked down and it's like 11:45, so I didn't even have time to grab the coffee yet. I'll
Yeah,
be
you've
right
been
back.
all over the map today. I see you. Skype, mine's here.
They blew me out of the water.
That's what's up. That's what you was looking for. That's
Yeah,
what you started for. Yeah. So that's
I,
good.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Tan's here.
Hi,
There we go.
hi
Actually,
guys.
Hi
actually,
Just,
everyone.
just sneaking in to say hello and then I'll drop out.
okay.
It's 1:11. It's 1:11, and today is the 10th. One. So
How's it?
collectively it's 111, 2, and it's 111. Wow, that's heavy thing. Oh, he's cleaning my pool. Let me go. I gotta be right back. I gotta ask him something.
Hey, actually, since you're here for a short bit, this would be a good time for you to throw out your introduction.
Okay. Oh, but you didn't start recording, did you?
Yeah, I did. I just now did, just before you
Okay.
came in.
Well, okay. Before you go, then.
All right.
All right. What week are we on?
I think we're on the
What?
13th.
We're on episode 13. Okay. So here we go. Right. Ready?
Right.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Roger Hanson's weekly Minds Roundtable live stream. And we have on the line Mark Edworthy, Karma Love, and Roger Hanson, and myself, Ken Hai Tran. And this is our episode number 13 uh, on November the 10th, 2023. And welcome. If you're listening, you're watching, or if you are watching the replay, thank you for watching. Let's have some fun.
All right. Thank you very much. Did you see all the activity we had this morning, Tan?
We're talking, so Mr. Robot and all that.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about vegetarian.
Oh, yeah. No, it's even more than that. Well, Mr. Robot's going on pirate radio tonight, but besides that,
Oh yeah.
besides that, we've got like an interview set up for Sunday with George Ramsey from Texas. Then two other guys want to come on to the new 10 a.m. Show that we got over the last one that me and Mark did.
Okay.
They actually reached out to us and wanted to come on to the show.
Cool. On Rumble, seems like you get more exposure on Rumble than on Mine's live streams.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
it's actually from Skype too. That's the weird part. Like
Okay, that's good.
the guy that told or contacted me, I forgot his name. What was his name again? Karma
George Ramsey. You talking about George or Naroki?
Naroki. His name is
Yeah.
Naroki5.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
He's dope.
Uh,
They're real informative.
Oh, John was recommend that to you. That guy?
No, that was
Jaffe.
Jaffe did.
Oh, Jaffe was that.
We know him from Jaffe's
About
show.
child custody laws.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then talking about old John, John helped me get in contact with that guy that said that he saw the Satan and everything when he was a kid.
Uh-huh.
And he's going to be available for an interview too. He's getting things organized in his old or in his new apartment and everything. And after he gets his system set up, he said he'll be good to go. His name's Kenny Reck.
How come you have a show at 10 a.m. but my show's at 6 a.m.? Huh?
Because of John.
You see how he does me? If I want to host at 6 a.m., you get to have.
But didn't you want to do it at 6 a.m.?
It's because
No, I didn't pick none of this stuff. I just
Okay.
had
I just-
accepted that.
Follow his order.
We just did it because of John's schedule. He's got the boy that he's got to.
Oh, his baby. Yeah, that's
Right, right.
right.
So,
Hey, you
I,
got to ask those other guys to come on one day too. They
yeah,
probably be fun to have. Yeah.
that's kind of what I was thinking too after we did that because I was like, it would also be a perfect timetable for people over in Korea and people over in New Zealand and stuff. So,
Oh yeah, that's right. They're flip side, so it's early for me. It's starting to wind down for them. Yeah.
mhm.
Oh, that is
Mark
actually a good
Uh,
idea.
Mark's the expert on that.
just,
So,
just as I was
On
saying,
time zones.
there might be a conflict next week with the
Tech Talk. He was
general,
asking you to go.
not the TikTok, the F1 on Thursdays.
Roger's real
The
time.
mines. Yeah,
Oh yes, on
mines,
Thursday they have the town hall, don't they?
town hall. Yeah,
Yeah.
might be a conflict there.
No,
Roger, you might. Why don't you join the town hall?
because I don't like those people.
Oh my gosh. Well, at least you were straight to
Wow,
the
at least you're
point.
being upfront about it. Yeah.
I
I
mean,
respect your integrity.
they like just ripped me off for like $97, dude. I mean, shit. Somebody comes and freaking somebody comes and steals shit or steals your wallet. What are you gonna do? Freaking go to their town meeting? I mean,
Well, you
No,
go to downtown meeting and make a scene.
steal your wallet and throw a barbecue with your money. You gonna eat the food or you gonna tear this shit up, right?
it all depends if they did it with my food stamps or if they did it with cash.
You got food stamps?
No, I don't have food stamps.
Oh, I was about to say, yo, let me buy some from you because, like, food stamps you get double if you.
Oh, that's the way. That's the way. That's the way everybody deals in that stuff. But I want interest, man. I like.
Oh, see, no.
Yeah.
What's the point? You already getting free money. No.
Yeah.
I've been trying to give me some food stamps. It was like 50 for 25. Yeah, you know how $50 goes a long way, especially you only pay $25 for it.
Mm-hmm.
$50, get 100 food stamps for $50. Not that, I mean, like, yeah, no one on this live stream sells or purchases food stamps. Just with a disclaimer, we just know about these things from people we've spoken to.
Yeah,
From
that's
people who
right.
listen. That's it. We just heard.
What did you say?
Look. See, here you go, Mr.
Why did he
Politically Correct. No, it's not a federal offense if I give my friends some money in
Do you know?
exchange for
Do you know how many
food.
people? Do you know how many people are on the food stamp task force?
I know, right?
They
Probably
said
Mark
they said they only have 12 agents, I believe, and that was like over 15, 20 years ago when I heard that. Like they don't have
Please,
shit.
rich people buy food stamps.
They don't have shit for like an actual task force that goes after people that do that.
All right, guys. I got a jet. Yeah, Roger, you go get your coffee. We'll be back in a bit.
Thanks for showing up and doing the introduction for us, okay?
Okay, man.
I'll talk to you later. But let me go get my coffee. He was right about that.
Okay. Are you going to the show? Oh, I'm not even going to be there. I have a show tonight. I was about to ask you where you going, but I'm not even going to be there. Hey, baby. You look pretty. You sound a bit far away. Would you step away from your mic?
No, my mic's over there. Should be.
You sound like a distant memory. Hi, pretty kitty. You're so pretty. Why are you up there? What do you want? Oh, you want food? Hold on, I'll tell your brothers. I'll be back, guys.
Alright, I'm back. Okay, I'm back.
I'm back.
That ego.
Yeah. He's something else. He really is. I mean, Jeffy is unique.
Indeed.
I think that's why him and Robot would get along. I want to hear them together on the radio or on his radio show together. I think it'd be interesting as heck. Because, like, I mean, me and Robot have basically agreed that we disagree on a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? But I still love listening to him talk, you know what I mean? He just says some cool stuff that I like to hear. So,
Yeah.
I had to make that clear so he understood that. I didn't want him to think I didn't like hearing him, because I do. He's got a lot of cool stuff to listen to.
I might be able to join them this evening or tomorrow morning, in fact, or something. So, not sure yet.
We need to get him to come on to Tech Talk sometime too. Be a little bit more active. He actually knows a lot about the stuff we're talking about.
Yeah, about conversations with them in relationships and stuff.
What? Karma have to go somewhere?
I think so.
Let's see, like right
Feed
there.
the cat or something.
Right there, your audio straightened out perfect. It did that last night too.
Okay, yeah, it's because I swapped over to the microphone that's on my camera.
Yeah, there you go. It's a lot better. Now that microphone goes straight out of the camera.
Yeah, I've got it's a dual microphone on the camera.
That's cool.
With its own noise suppression circuitry, but the noise suppression isn't all that great. That camera was actually built for sort of its intended market use was for office conferencing.
Yeah.
So big sort of office sort of multi-use conferencing.
I think it's better than the other ones, to be honest with you. Just from the way you're sounding, it's really nice.
It's just that the background noise split. It picks up a lot of background noise.
But hey, just so you know too, because of your background, since you mentioned that, like what you got behind you, I'm using the picture that I pulled from yesterday's video to use you as a mask.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put a different background behind it, and then stick you behind a desk.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna try that. I'm getting to the point where I need to start practicing on masking with Blender, and I've almost got it down perfect on After Effects, but I really do need to get better at it on Blender.
Only problem with those sort of ideas is when it comes to things like hair, as an example, a lot of it's cut off because the diffusion sort of thing.
Just for future reference, so if anybody gets in the conversation with you, tell them they need to use the compositor. Okay, use compositing when they do masking, because a lot of them, like, you know how they use the green screen, like Tan does, and it has those little wiggly lines around them. It's because they don't have a compositing system set up to kind of snap to the body, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So if they had that, it would be a lot better. And I think like the stuff you have to pay for has that, but I'm not sure. I'm just, but I've heard they've had that. But like if I go into well, After Effects, they automatically do it. Like it'll literally snap to the edges of your body. But
Okay.
but in
I'm
Blender,
just I'm just not a fan of Adobe
yeah, I know.
software anymore because all the software service cloud such rubbish that they do.
Well, you heard me on my take of it. I think they're a bunch of thieves. You you,
Mm,
you realize how much stuff they've stolen from open source?
it's technically not stolen.
Well,
The point of open source is to be able to reuse code in the
yeah.
first place. That's the purpose.
And then they use it and then sue you because you used what they got off of open source. So,
Depends on the license agreements.
you know, and
Yeah.
that's the reason why I get to use Blender is because they felt guilty about what they're doing, and they put out Blender as an open source, a free
Well,
program.
Blenders are different, produced by a different company altogether.
You know who
Remember?
who gives most of the funding to Blender, right?
It's a multitude of companies, I believe.
The biggest one.
I can. I'm not. I'm not. I would argue it's organisations like the people that produce GIMP, the graphic image manipulation program, the open source graphic editor.
I can find out
I
real quick.
can't remember. Yeah, I have to.
That would actually be a good thing to bring up. Blender. Um, Sponsors, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Who
I
sponsors
think
it? Blender Development Fund.
yeah, blend. It's a I think it's a 501 charity, 501c charity technical organisation, the Blender Foundation.
Industry. There we go. Industry support for Blender. Tangent Animation, Nimble Collection, AMD, Aleph Objects, Development Fund sponsors. Miss Jank. No, that would be Blender Market, Cambridge Medical Robots, Valve System Workshop, Blend for Web, CG Cookie, Ifedi,
AWS, Meta, platforms, Google. Okay, yeah, Adobe. It's a sponsor, but so is a lot of other companies. Steam, Activision,
They said
Roblox.
they even have Tangent on here. I didn't know they were a part of it. AMD. They're into the chips, the CPUs.
Yeah, CPUs and GPUs. So yeah, and also I think they do provide just non-corporate sponsorship as well. So just end user sponsorship as well. I think as an end user, you can donate to them.
Now, do you find out how much Adobe sponsors them?
If they are 501, then that information should be maybe publicly available.
That's interesting. Now this is just industry support.
Mm.
What I'm reading right here.
Yeah. Little.
Apple
Mm.
joins Blender Development Fund. So Apple's involved in it too.
Mm.
Let me click on the development fund. Maybe that's where most of them is. Oh wow, they're at 143,000 on a monthly contribution. 3,672 individuals and 36 corporations.
Mm. Not sure if you're going to be able to get a breakdown.
Credits, patron, Meta, AMD, AWS, NetEase Games, Epic, Mega Grants. Well, Epic Gaming, that's what that is.
Mm.
Corporate Gold is Blender Market, Blender. Wait, hold up. Yeah, these are credits. Corporate Gold is, Adobe, Blender Market, Blender Kit, Google, Decentraland, and Adobe. And then Corporate Silver is Steam Workshop, Studio Kara, Giants Software, CoreWeave, Roblox. That's
Eaglesoft.
Activision
Eaglesoft.
and Revolution and CoreWeave and Cason. That's interesting.
Mm.
We don't care about the corporate bronze. They didn't even.
I don't know. I can see a couple of companies there that are of interest to me. Linkage, Eaglesoft.
Yeah, Fox Render Farm,
Yeah. Mm.
CG Slab, CGCookie.com, then Vast, Ranch Computing, MCM, FCM, or NUM, NumFum, whatever that. I think it's
NumFum. NumFum? Yeah, I think so.
And then another one
Yeah,
next to it.
NumFum, yeah. Website setup.
Now this is EgoSoft and website setup, Polygon IQ. They used to do games, didn't they?
Polygon, yeah, they are a game production.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Or they're an actual developer. They are three-dimensional 3D developer.
I remember a long time ago, I think they did the one where you had that little like circular thing that you had to run over the pipe, I guess, and if you touched the edges, you lost the game. Had to start over. And you had to go like through a. It was weird, like different obstacles and stuff, and you had to stay away from the centerpiece and you had to guide it. You know what I mean?
Didn't they create the industrial engine for Portal? Valve's Portal game.
Yeah, I think that's the one that's the one on Steam right now, isn't it?
Yeah. I think the actual production house was Valve.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they did a lot of the graphical engine for the game.
My son tried that out. I thought it was a pretty interesting game. Like you can actually create portals and jump through them, and at the same time fighting other people in PvP. It's real weird. Then they have Fireproof, Bee Water Animation Studios, and then Project Studio Q, Kiska. Now Bigfoot, I've heard about them. I don't know much about them, but I have heard about them. And then Linkage.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So yeah, they've got quite a large sort of corporate sponsorship.
I still say the only reason why but why Adobe did that is because they know what they've done. They have a guilty conscience.
Okay, I'm not so sure about that.
You don't think they have a guilty conscience? Is that what you're saying?
all fair in love and business.
I just don't like the whole concept of them taking and using open source to create their shit, and then whenever you use their stuff, they sue you because you're using their stuff that they got from open source. You know, I mean,
It's only part of their code is open source.
only
Probably under things like the BSC MIT license, which they can use in the corporate or commercial products.
Well, it's just like you guys were talking last night about Unix with Linux, okay? That kind of goes back to it too, because Unix was always about, you know, wanting everything to be open for everybody. I mean, they were pretty
I'm going to disagree at that point.
They actually wanted their stuff to be in everything. I mean, it was that was one of the reasons why they even set it up. That's why you find a lot of Unix and Linux programs.
Unix started out as a more of a server sort of dumb terminal sort of operating system. Remember back in the 60s, 70s, as far as end users are concerned, computers were just dumb terminals. Much like we see with the so-called cloud phenomenon now, where you get things like the Chromebooks, the minimal machines, and you're accessing all the services from an external server.
I can't believe you actually said like the cloud.
The cloud, quote unquote, software as a service.
I was like, you said that and didn't even have any kind of emotion. I was like, oh wow, dude, he just did that. You get so
marketing
annoyed.
speak. The marketers are infecting me.
Like, that's the first time I've seen you do that. Oh man. But yeah, well, like Linux, okay. I found out, what was it, about 12 years ago that they're even in PlayStations, like PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
I can literally go in and set up a freaking Linux program on a PlayStation 3.
Depending on the version of PS3, I chatted about this, had a discussion about this in a Minds chat a couple of months ago, and it is actually dependent on a version of a chipset that is in the PS3. There's about 3 or 4 different models of PS3.
Oh, that's cool. You know what chipset it is? Because I know how to take them things apart. I can take them apart and put them together. If I have to, I can switch them out. Like, people make it out like it's so hard to do that to a PS3 and shit. Like, they're easier than computers.
I'm not sure. I would argue that how they've include the chipsets and how they've the plates between the chipset and the thermal paste makes it that much more harder for people
It's
to move. But it's possible.
it's like the thermal paste. Believe it or not, it's a lot easier because like with the PlayStation, they actually want you to spread the paste everywhere. You know what I mean? Whereas on a computer, they say just use like a pea-size amount. So I know that sounds weird.
I'm not sure if I agree with Sony's stance on the amount of thermal paste.
Yeah.
Was it technician who's repaired a lot of computers, thousands of computers in my time.
It just does seem easier, and I know it sounds weird, but it makes putting it all back together a lot easier than because by the time I got everything together, usually the system was already, or the paste was already dried and everything and good to go. Stuff was stationary, so now I haven't done like a PS4 or a PS5 yet, but I'm sure that's gonna happen. There's just no way. It's like two forces that need to meet. Eventually the prices will drop off and people will be selling for like $50 a piece, and I'll just go down to the pawn shop and buy one and end up fixing it.
I mean, I was when I was looking at this, PlayStation 3s are, you can pick up either new, old stock or refurbished stock for about 30 quid, £30
Yeah.
sterling, so about 40-50 USD. And even if they don't work, they make good spares.
Yeah. And you can fix them too. A lot of problems. I better take that back. They had some that had heating issues that were recalls. So
the majority of the issues with those devices are heat related.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. So you do have to be careful. And some of them, it's because of the heat. Like, and I've actually taken a few suggestions off of them, like drilling little holes and then making like a vent. But that doesn't really work all that great either. So
I've seen people add larger fans to them and stick thermal switches on them.
So yeah, I think that's cool. That's kind of like a cybernetic PS3. You know what I mean?
And thermal sensors add extra thermal sensors to them.
It's like the cyborg PS3. And make a. Karma said she'll be back in a bit. Oh, I didn't even read that yet. Was she on? Yeah, she was on here, wasn't she?
Yeah.
That's a trip.
I cannot find that room that was related to my discussion on PS3. Which room was now? Several months ago.
Alright. Tan and Karma Love voted up our post. Thank you.
Cool.
Tan reminded it. And the Salty Pep voted up one of my posts for video gaming. Gene Tap. Now, Auto Excelsior, he voted up our Tech Talk last night, so I wanted to say thanks to him on here.
Cool.
Auto Excelsior. Now, he's friends with Bob Dub. He's one of the guys that I want to get an interview with, because if Bob Dub recommended him, then this is somebody I think we should have a conversation with. You know, I was really impressed with that interview. So I don't know.
Which interview are we talking about?
The one with Bob Dub.
Okay. I've yet to, I've yet to listen to that one. There's a few interviews I've actually not listened to.
So,
It's just finding the time to do these things.
so I'm gonna say thanks to Otto Excelsior. He's pretty. He's from what I've seen, he's pretty cool. He has a lot of quotes on his timeline or his profile that well, to me they just really stand out. I went and I subscribed to him and then checked out his profile. Man, he's got a lot of good stuff on there. So thought that was cool. And then Minds Gaming. That I told you I finally had a conversation with him. Right.
Cool. Okay.
Somebody put porn on the writing group, and I tagged the group and I let them know, and I forgot that Minds Gaming was the one who started that one, and he said thanks for letting him know and to just directly message him next time. And then that's when I brought it up, and I asked him if he would do an interview with me. So he never reached back to me, but not yet, at least. But
I know he can be extremely busy.
Yeah, he said it was real life stuff that is kind of taking up his time. So, and it was in the writing corner. That's the one I was talking about whenever we were discussing that stuff. This is like one of the oldest groups on Minds, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I just don't like the idea of somebody just coming in and spamming this shit with freaking porn and stuff like that. That just irritates the shit out of me.
Tell me about it. I'm the administrator for the Minds user group, and I haven't actually checked it today, but it's sort of every other day I see some sort of porn or some sort of non-relevant content on that group that you need.
It's annoying. Yeah, like that writing corner is. I don't know if you've gone in there or not, but if you're interested, man, go in there and check it out.
It rings a bell. Yeah, I think I may not have joined it, but I heard other people mention it.
It's really good. All the small writers, and well, there's a couple of them that's actually got a few published books that are on there too.
Yeah, there was a science fiction writer that promotes these, or used to promote these content quite a lot, I think. That has published a few books. I believe he's a member of that group.
You see, I'm telling you, dude, look at this shit. I mean, I'm gonna share this with you. You guys think it's all my conspiracy mind, okay? But I'm gonna show you something. I've got proof. I've got freaking proof now. Hold on, I'm gonna share a different screen. You are about to get blown out of your mind because Roger has just validated himself. Watch this. Now, we're in writing corner, right?
Yeah.
Now watch this. This is it. You guys are gonna find out the truth. Over here to the side. Look at that.
Big Ottoman being one of the members, yeah.
He's co-creator and CEO of Minds. And guess who is right there on the top of the list of Writing Corner? Created by...
I noticed that I think it's a Minds user group that he's the first person that appears in that section.
And looky here,
Oh
writing.
no, the Minds community open source initiative.
No, up here, Mine's
Mhm.
Corner, Mine's Gaming.
Yeah.
So you got Mine's Gaming and co-creator Bill Altman. And guess what? He's the first one on the list. See that? First one.
I am not going to comment on that.
That's why he doesn't want to talk to me, is because he knows I've exposed his secret identity. He's Minds Gaming.
No, he isn't. No, he isn't. There's a love-hate relationship between those two.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it could be just a role. Like you know how a robot gets on here and he has a conversation with himself. You know that
Believe me,
happens.
I've had various kinds of conversations with both of them, and they are both totally different people.
Well, until I know for sure. Now,
Funny enough, look at the Minds. Sorry, yeah. Funny enough, looking at the Minds user group, the first channel that appears in the membership list is the Minds, the official Minds channel, and the second one is Jack Hoffman,
hey,
the Chief Operations Officer.
I never even thought about it. Jack could actually be. No, they get along, don't they? The brothers.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I will know the truth eventually. I mean,
I can tell you for sure. That there is no.
We've got to have.
Those Minds Gaming and Bill are two separate people. Yeah, in the Minds Community Open Source Initiative group, Bill Ottman appears as the first member in the members list.
Okay, I'm gonna go to help and support, or no, to discover on the groups, and there's a couple of other ones here that I noticed. Well, see, that's the thing too. They really need to show in the descriptions how old these groups are, so that people know which ones are the more well established. You know.
I don't know. I would say that would actually not scare people off, but would.
Well, I mean, just how old the group is what I'm saying. Like they show when we signed up. You know, I mean, like when you create a group, it'd be cool to know what day it was or what year it was, at least.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I couldn't tell you how long ago it was that I created my YouTube channels. I to this day I couldn't tell you which one I created first.
Okay, it doesn't YouTube doesn't provide a date in the YouTube creators facility.
They deleted a lot of the data they had before, like like their monetization has dropped down to 1 year, and I think they go back like maybe 5 years on the data. Like if you do all time, I've had my channels for a really long time, so like if I hit all time, it'll freaking show the little exclamation mark and saying no data available, because they go in and clean it up. It's really weird like that.
Yeah, if you have a look at the analytics on mines, there used to be a filter for a time span filter for since the beginning of the creation of the token system back in 2018. I'm saying, yeah, 2018, but they've dropped that as well. See 12 months worth of information, but yeah.
Well, it's weird too because like Odyssey, I found out, I was looking through there and I was like, found out that if you delete your archive videos, that's when you get those tokens. If you keep holding on to them, you don't earn from them. You have to literally delete them. Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
that's the only place that I've seen that did that. I guess it's to encourage people to get rid of old archive videos.
Yeah.
I just thought that was interesting. I've never heard of any other place doing that before.
No. Well, I suppose the argument is that video content is related to the amount of storage resources that they've got, and if they can encourage you to remove videos, therefore they have more storage.
And then earn money from it. Hey, that's an idea. Actually,
it's a revenue sort of argument, yeah. Because obviously storage equates to expense.
Yeah, it would actually be a
probably
good idea.
The biggest, yeah, which is probably the biggest expense when it comes to these video platforms.
Throw that to Minds and see if they like it. Have people go in and delete their old archive material, because that'd actually be a good idea, because like over here in the gallery, all you'd have to do is scroll down on your gallery. You wouldn't have to give them much, just give them like maybe a token for each video they deleted. You know.
Generally speaking, the content that I create, I use YouTube-based videos anyway, so there's no storage issues there.
Oh, they don't have storage?
No. As far as mine's concerned, because I reference external videos, it doesn't affect mine storage as much.
Oh. This is an idea. That is pretty good. I just realized it though too, like I'd say about 2 weeks ago when I seen that on Odyssey. I was like, and it was pretty interesting. Let's see here. Make sure I got everything on the OBS the way it's supposed to be. I keep bouncing around all this other stuff. You finally seen your message where you saying, or sounded like a chipmunk in some of the TikTok streams.
Yeah. I had a quick browse through that video just before we started this. And I was just curious to know what, because I changed microphones halfway through that stream, so I was just curious to see compared to.
Well, I know, like, at some point, like, your voice got better, and it was, you know what I mean? Like, it was actually a good video after we got past that point, and then me bouncing in and out, and then after all that was done, man, it was pretty awesome. Most of the time, I had to just shut up and let you two talk. I mean, it really turned out good. You need to take time and watch some of that stuff, at least towards the end, because that's when you and Tan really get fired up and start talking really good stuff. I mean, like, and then Tan gets to the end, okay, and he says, well, I was thinking we should talk about this, and I'm like, dude, that's kind of what we were supposed to do. I mean, he never said anything like.
Yeah, but we go down tangents and
It's like
get
that. But I think we covered a lot of other basics too, because like the email thing is a big issue when it comes to security. I mean, it really is, especially for older people. You know, you were talking the other day. No, it was Tan talking the other day about his dad. You know, and that's an issue I have with my parents too. Like they'll go in there and they'll just click on everything. They don't even care if it's in the spam folder or if it's in the inbox.
I'm not sure if it's just if it's an older person issue. I think it's just a common issue.
People can, all they got to do now is just click on stuff. They don't have to actually like do anything. You know, just go in there and click on it.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing about Facebook that really gets me, is like there's no actual like thinking involved in it. Like now you don't even have to freaking put your password in. It does it for you.
Okay, yeah, depending on how your browser's set up.
Auto save and stuff like that. So I mean, it's basically just a click world. And the majority of people that I know, they don't even touch their freaking keyboard anymore. They just use the mouse.
Yeah, it's this convenience over self-security sort of argument, isn't it? People like things to be convenient for them, irrelevant if it causes issues elsewhere.
I think you should make videos on keyboard commands. I think you'd do a good job of it, to be honest.
I didn't really want to go down that entire sort of training video sort of route, because I consider that's just very tedious and
On a keyboard commands, just keyboard commands.
yeah. Can you imagine? I know it's
That did not end good. He'll be back on. We better not discuss keyboard commands no more. What do you think? We better just leave that one alone. That's like a bad omen.
I was saying, can you just imagine me producing a video, I know it's worth a video, saying press Control and B, press Control and A for this function, press No.
I thought it was weird that we were starting that conversation automatically, and all of a sudden, freaking Jitsy's like gone for you. It's like, oh hell, dude, that's like an omen. Yeah, don't talk about this. It took you out again. We've been having this issue for about 2 or 3 days now, so. Alright. So I went ahead and paused and unpaused for a second. That could be. Well, I don't know. I'm not getting issues on any drop frames or nothing. So
I think it's.
I was just saying, like, it's been happening for the last 2 or 3 days. It's gotten really strange how it's doing that. I freaking now let me see. I'm done babbling. I don't really have anything. I don't really let me see if we got it anymore. Yeah, now George said that he would be willing to do the thing on Monday, so we're gonna have an interview with him on Sunday at 5 p.m. my time. That'd be around what is that, 10 or 11 your time? I don't know if
never remember. So CST to UTC. So 5 p.m. Euro time. In fact, which will be 11 p.m. mine.
Good. I was hoping I got that straightened out. I put it up on the schedule for that, like for BST or UTC. Well,
I may have something penciled in for that day. I'm not sure yet.
Penciled in. You still use pencils?
My scheduled.
You still use pencils?
No, I used to say.
I know.
Phrase.
I just had to say it.
Pencil
Like,
in my Firefox, yeah.
You know how long it's been since I've heard somebody say penciled in? I mean, I had to say it. That was my bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, we got it.
I'll have to see about that. I'm not sure. Yeah.
I took the time stuff and I put it on a spreadsheet for me on Google Docs. So I wanted to be able to know what time it is in Korea, Australia, New Zealand, and England. East Coast is important because of Tan and Karma. And my time now is good because of George. He's in Texas. And plus, East Coast is also good because I do gaming with another guy over in Kentucky. So he lives on.
The good thing is that I've set up my phone and my desktop, my workstation with sort of word clocks, and I've just added a couple Los Angeles, New York, London, UTC, India, South Korea, Korea, and Sydney, in Australia, Sydney.
Well, it's cool. It's cool to know that like Korea is like in 12 hours or 14 hours away. So like if it
14, yeah.
So if it's 2 o'clock a.m. here, it'd be 2 o'clock p.m. plus 2. So that means 4 o'clock p.m. You know what I mean? So as long as I remember that at 12 hours and then plus 2, I'll be good. So 12 plus 2, 14. I know that sounds weird, but I played D&D. Alright? And that logic makes perfect sense to anybody who plays D&D. Okay?
Yeah.
With the stat sheets.
Yeah.
So it's a modifier. 12 plus 2.
So what's that in my time? That's 9. Korea standard time, 9 hours.
So you have 9 hours?
Yeah. So offset UTC plus 9 hours.
There you go. Now see, Jaffe is actually hitting it pretty good too. He's got Robot tonight, and he was talking to old John earlier about doing an interview with him too.
Yeah, I noticed that. So that.
I went and talked to that guy I was telling you about. You remember me mentioning him? The guy that said that when he was a baby and stuff, he saw the devil and.
Rings a bell.
John was finally able to get in touch with him on YouTube. He goes by Kenny Reck.
Okay.
And like whenever John did an interview with him, he was talking about this stuff, man. And I don't usually react to stories like that, you know what I mean? But when he started telling that story, it just sent chills down my back. I've never had anybody talk about scary stuff like that did that to me. You know what I mean? So I mentioned, since I started doing these interviews, I mentioned it to John and said, "Hey man, is there a way you can get in touch with him?" And he said that he didn't have his email at the moment, but he tried to get in touch with him. Finally, he got in touch with him, and we're setting it up sometime this week or next week. So that's pretty cool.
Cool.
Okay, I am going to pause this and step away for a second. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to make myself a quick coffee.
Yeah.
Let's see how you do that.
I've got to too. I've only had one cup since we started.
Yeah, I've got one here that's gone cold.
Same here. I'll be back.
Yeah.
It'll still be streaming. It's just nobody will be here. It's just a recording spot.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm just going to switch my camera on mic for a minute.
All right.
Okay, I'll see you in a sec.
All right. I had to get my coffee, and then I decided to take a smoke too before I did that because it was. I've got to go outside. Oh, here, my dad is on oxygen, so I can't smoke in the house. So I took a smoke break and drank some coffee, filled up the cup again. And here I am. Whew. I cannot believe it. I look like last night when I told you, like, or I asked you if it was actually going to be Friday today. I really didn't know Friday was going to be today. I was like, all the stuff, man. I've done 2 things on the internet every day related to the streams. I even got on with a friend of mine, Rapid Glitch, and we did a Zelda randomizer and recorded it.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the randomizers? Like, you know how video games have different things in it? Like you literally use a randomizer and it changes everything that spawns up in the game.
Okay.
It's weird.
Yeah.
He ran into a problem because he wants to go through and do the quest, I guess, for the game that he's playing. And the randomizer changed everything to where he couldn't do it. So he had to figure out a way of getting it to where he could actually go through and do certain things. I think it's going to be harder than what he thinks to do. He had to literally start all over. And the bad part is I hated Zelda with a passion. That game.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I played quite a few RPGs in my time. I've done Zelda.
Yeah. Like Mega Man. Why couldn't he play Mega Man? You know, that was a cool game. I really did like Mega Man, but most people who play Zelda at least play Mega Man. Usually. But
I missed that entire generation of Nintendo for my life back into the must have been the early 90s, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
When that was very popular. I was
Yep.
more of an Amiga fan at that time.
Really?
The Commodore Amiga fan, yeah.
See, you had the Commodore going. My uncle actually introduced me to Commodore. I told you about that, how he made the code where you had the naked lady. You remember the old naked lady that danced? Oh, we're losing him. Hello, Karma. You there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because everything's acting weird. It just
What does
Yeah,
fellow
I'm back.
jitster mean? Why doesn't it just say my name? It says
it
fellow jitster.
it literally like dropped you and then put you back on its
Well,
own.
Yeah.
you
No,
see
I
how
had to manually rejoin.
Yeah.
you see where when I wrote in the chat that I'll be back later and it says be back in a bit.
It
That's
still
me, but
says it still says Karma Love for me, but I haven't refreshed or anything. So
see mine
Yeah.
says fellow
Oh,
jitster.
jeez.
oh
Yeah, what's
That's,
that?
hello. Hello.
In the world, Jitsy's love.
I never called myself a jitster. Like, what the heck is a jitster? That's kind of
For
like
you to
a
have fellow
That's,
jitsters, right?
that's what they're calling Jitsi users at the moment, I suppose.
oh
So
wow,
are Skype people
Yeah.
use Skype users called Skypers?
probably
Yeah.
they're cheesy like that. All of them are like that. They're just a bunch of like Odysseer. They're calling themselves Odysseer.
Okay.
Really?
Mindlings? Yeah,
Wow.
mindlings.
Mindlings. Oh my god.
They should call minds neurons.
Mindless. The mindless.
Mindless, yeah.
Mind neurons. That's funny.
If it wasn't for the people on mines, I wouldn't even be on mines anymore. To be honest, like I enjoy just the actual people. You know what I mean? Who are on here? Like you'll never find anybody like the people on mines. It's just like insane. You get like put into a universe that's like an altered universe. You know?
One thing I like about it is because like of all the social platforms, it's like the most connected. Like, you know what I mean? You're not gonna get on Instagram and start like a show with like people that you chill with and stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's way different. Like I respect that. I mean, maybe you would, but usually like with Twitter, you bring your following. It's people that already know you or know of you type thing.
Mm.
But like with Minds, it really gives you an opportunity to kind of build community. But there was, like I said, Station Head was
Mm.
like Minds and Station Head are like identical, except Station Head does music. It's really kind of funny how similar they are.
Now, with Twitter, when you mentioned that, like I actually back when I was real active in my strange stories channel, I actually had a pretty good following there on Twitter. But the only thing was, is they all freaking just finally gave up on Twitter and went to porn and shit. You know what I mean? Like now, all of a sudden, you go on there and they got like freaking the ads wanting you to be their sugar daddy and shit. You know what I mean? You know how I make
That's
that?
insane.
Yeah. You know how they got that reference to, or I made that reference to like Twitter MILFs. That's who they are. That's where they came from. All of a sudden, they started popping up on my Twitter, which is now X.
See, it's
You know.
funny. They'll always ask me if I want them, if I want to be their sugar baby. They're like, "You want to be my sugar baby?" But they do that everywhere. Like, I just had somebody inbox me on Instagram asking me if I wanted them to send me money. I just be ignoring them because they be seeming fake to me.
What the heck is that?
What, a sugar daddy?
No.
So,
Uh,
oh,
sugar daddy. I know
you
what a
know,
sugar daddy is.
you know what a sugar daddy
Yeah.
Yeah.
is.
That's I didn't know how to react to that. I was like, hell, dude. If I say yes, that means I'm a pervert. If I say no, that means I'm stupid. Yeah.
Or you think I am?
No, I mean, think about it. Like,
You,
I'm a 50-year-old man, dude. I know what a sugar daddy is.
I know what a sugar daddy is. Yeah,
If I'm
but you're
50,
right though.
if I'm 50 and
Those
I don't know what that means, I'm freaking an idiot, man. I mean, like,
I think it's funny that girls will be asking, like, "Do you want me? Can I be your sugar baby?" I would. Wish I would. What are you asking that for? Why would you ask for a sugar daddy? They're supposed to come find you. I thought, not you find them. I don't know though, because sometimes you watch those movies and them girls be walking them cars down. I'm talking
hmm
about walking them down, so they do be asking too. I don't know.
well, I mean, they are pretty scandalous though. Like, after OnlyFans, things got a little rowdy, you know. Like,
Mark, do you have an OnlyFans? Do you be? Did you? Okay, please hit me.
No.
I tried to, but
If
they
I
did.
did, I'm not going to disclose.
I
Did you
tried
see
to.
that? You said you tried to, but because your beard, they won't let you, right?
Yeah, they
'Cause
don't like my beard. I'm not sexy.
You're so funny. Did you hear about that guy who dresses up the senator that killed himself
Uh-uh.
because he dresses up I don't know, Bubba or something like that. But apparently, he's a senator by day, and then by night he dresses up as a curvaceous woman
Oh my
and
god.
pose to a dog. No, but he looks so hot as a girl. You not even believe it. Like, I don't know. He must put on a waist trainer and he puts on this blonde wig, and he's actually a pretty sexy little thick chick. But as a man, no, never. Thank you. But anyway, he's dead now because when people found out that he does this stuff, he offed himself. It's just happened. I actually think I found about it first on Minds, to be honest.
Oh my god.
Yeah, insane, right? Like,
Yeah. Well, there's a few politicians that I think are disguising themselves as women though, because like they had some posts out that just is a little bit too revealing about their personalities. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about like Obama's wife showing her wiener kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I know that's computer generated, but I mean, like,
do you think that's a girl, really, a guy for real? Because I've heard that so many different times, but I don't know if that's just people talking crazy.
it
But
probably
like,
is. I think they had the wiener
just
thing on something else.
just people talking insane.
Yeah, there was another.
I've
First,
seen his print
what's-
or her print before.
I think they did it to Hillary Clinton too, back when she was in office. I think she was senator.
Well,
Or
I just
something.
What
always
sort of
heard she was
websites?
scandalous.
Yeah, what sort of websites are you looking at?
They were on Facebook, man. I mean,
Right, just regular.
they're
stuff.
everywhere. They got like what's her name? I can't
Michelle?
remember. Michelle Obama with a wiener, and she's walking across the stage, and her wiener's popping out and shit. I mean,
Disgusting.
I can do that on Blender. I can take anybody's picture and make it look like their wiener's like sticking out. You know, like
Okay, so
It's
listen.
really not suitable for work.
yeah.
Right. Michelle Obama's cock's bigger than Obama's. No, that's fun. The guy is an Alabama, so it was Alabama mayor and Baptist pastor F.L. Bubba Copeland shoots himself in the head after he's outed for dressing as a transgender curvy girl, Brittany Blair, and uploading explicit photos to porn sites.
I wonder if
This is
Copeland.
insane.
Copeland, is that a part of that religious TV show that's on television?
See, I don't know. It just says he's the Alabama mayor, but he's a Baptist pastor. See,
Uh-huh.
but you gotta see his picture because, like, he looks way better as a woman than he does as a man.
If you want to,
Smith Station.
post it in live with Roger Hanson's chat.
I will. Hold on 1 second. I gotta take a call.
All right. But yeah, that'll get the people going. Share that on there.
Oh,
We'll have Robot. He was posting something about a rave or some kind of crazy shit. I'll share a little bit of it on there. It's cool that he did it, you know. That's what I was telling Tan when he does those festivals up there. And where he does those festivals, that's where they shot a really cool freaking. It's actually one of the last sci-fi television series that I watched on Sci-Fi. Like, I don't watch them anymore, you know. But the one I watched was pretty cool. I think it was called Inception. And
okay, yeah, I'm familiar with it.
and that one was really cool. It was like a female cop that went through time to the past, and she had like, you know how they're always talking about the new technologies coming out, like the suit that's gonna stop you from bleeding if you get shot, and then you'll have like. You'll like have chips that are set up to sit on the side of your head, and that you'll be able to see things that other people don't see. She had all that technology. It was actually pretty cool.
Okay.
I'm still trying to find that secret building in Canada that my brother keeps talking about.
Secret building?
Yeah, there's a secret building up there where you have to be chipped in order to go into the building.
Okay.
And if you aren't chipped, then you're not allowed to get in. It won't open the doors for you. They don't have doorknobs or anything. You have to get in with a chip. Chip secured building in Canada. I wouldn't put it past Canada, though. They're really into stuff like that. I mean, they're probably one of the leading countries when it comes to that kind of technology.
Switzerland, Sweden, one of those. Way. There's a lot of research into biometrics and I don't know, cyborg sort of chips under the skin sort of thing.
Now,
IC chips and stuff.
it could be Switzerland too, because they're into all
Yeah.
that. I never even thought about that. I'm just gonna do chip secured building then. See if there's something that comes up on that.
Well, I've been in plenty of commercial places where I've needed to have a security card with an RFIC or a magnetic strip or something. Obviously, because I've dealt with things like corporate servers and stuff. Needed security cards to access those things.
Chip security, maybe. For build, whenever they I put building into the search, they start talking about like building chips and stuff like that. That's
Okay.
Secure your SOC building system and chips designed for security. And then building a Titan.
I think the best thing you should really look at is things like NFC and RFIC skin implants.
NFC, RF,
RFID, sorry. NFC
and
and RFID chip implants.
chip implants. There we go. NF is right there, the first one on the list.
Uh,
Good call. Slight box. This baby will read, crack, clone, and program just about any RFID or NFC tag you come across.
but I'm thinking more related to under skin implants.
Yeah.
So
Human chip.
you have a
Oh,
chip
there we
in.
go. There it is. NFID and NFC human chip implants. Biohacking is the next phase in human evolution. Human augmentation with microchip implants is just the first step, but an important one.
I'm not sure if I agree it's the next step in human evolution, but
I should be careful about reading that shit out loud for you. I'm sitting here reading this. I'm like not even thinking. Hold on, Mark's here listening to this. I'm sorry. It's off of Dangerous Things. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's transhumanism is what I'm getting from a lot of that.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing about Google. People don't know they're transhumans. You know that, don't you? Like the founders of Google actually believe in transhumanism.
It's a common concept. Amazon doing research into this. Microsoft, I believe, is doing research into this. A lot of universities are doing research into this.
Okay, here's something.
More than likely military. Yeah.
It says NFC, the tech used in mobile phones for contacting payments and contact exchanges, and NFID used in product identification, tracking, building access cards, and many other things are found everywhere these days. I played a little bit with cheap tags that could be used to interact with phones, but implants are getting more practical, so I decided to give one of them a go. So this guy this guy decides he's gonna give himself a freaking chip in his freaking hand. I know technically NFC is RFID, or specifically is a set of protocols built upon a subset of the RFID ones. But I'm going with the commonplace usage of the term NFID. I think this guy and you get along really well. He elaborates.
Actually, I've not come across the term NFID before.
But the way he elaborated on that, that's you and this guy might want to talk. He really just like, oh, I know. Okay, for the unregulated low frequency, but I'm going with the commonplace usage of the terms. RFID for the unregulated low frequency 120 through 150 kilohertz tags that use all sorts of proprietary protocols. NFC for the high frequency 13.56 millihertz devices using specifically NFC. Did that help you out in any way for the NFID?
No, well, I've got a good idea of frequencies. As far as this is concerned, radio frequencies. But yeah, no, I just never heard anybody call it NFIC or ID.
Yeah.
Before.
I didn't want to limit myself to a single technology or go with 2 implants. But Dangerous Things, yes, that's the company name, sells the next. An implant with both the RFID chip that can simulate or clone fobs and tags on the wild, and the NFC chip, which can store 888 bytes of data accessible to any NFC reader I touch, including smartphones. There are some limitations. There are some limitations. Its NFC can't be used for payments, like for example the wallet more, and the RFID.
In theory, it can be, but it's just that there's probably legal requirements or no banks have. Well, obviously, this is new technology, so obviously there's no organised sort of thing at the moment.
Like he's doing it himself, like he's his own guinea pig. So I wonder if that's a legal problem right there. Like, honestly.
No, I would say your body, your choice.
Yeah.
I'll use that argument on that.
Well, ethics, though, scientific ethics. I mean, could he get in trouble if he's a scientist or an engineer?
Again, each body's choice.
I've seen a really crazy Outer Limits episode where this dude put nanobites in his system, and they rejuvenated him. But the problem is he was being mutated into this crazy creature that, like, whenever he got hurt, these nanobites would go and heal him automatically. But then they kept getting more and more. They started reproducing until finally he was going to become like this metal creature that was bulletproof and couldn't be harmed.
The Star Trek Borg concept.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool. I was like, man, that dude's so lucky.
I'm not sure if it's cool, but
I was like, I wish I could be a cyborg drone that was bulletproof and couldn't be hurt. Mind you, though, I was like in my maybe early 20s, late teens when I seen that. So now the RFID can't emulate super advanced security or hold multiple tags, but the combination is enough for a lot of uses. Plus, it's a field of testing set of chips that should be operational. That should be operational for years and years. So I chose it.
I'm not sure if I can agree about not being such a secure thing, because at the end of the day, it's just a storage mechanism. So it's in the technology in itself is not anything to do with security. It's the device, it's what's stored on that device and what that device is interacting with. That is the security point.
Alright.
It is no more different than having a USB flash drive and storing whatever data you want on there. The USB flash drive itself is just a storage mechanism.
Alright. Okay. Yeah, because it says the RFD can't emulate super advanced security or hold
Yeah, I'm not sure what he means by that actually.
or hold multiple tags.
Mm. No, no. Well, in theory, you can.
Nobody's really tried to tag himself though. You know what I mean? Like, how
Mm.
many people? Well, I'm sure there are some, but how many people really want to freaking put a tag in their skin?
It's the arguments about rather than carrying around a credit or debit card or your phone or something, having all of your access to your banking facilities by a chip underneath your skin,
Yeah.
or being able to open up a door lock by a chip underneath your skin.
See, that's where Robert came up with the security tank building.
Mm.
I still haven't been able to
Mm.
find it, but now that I know what the implant, no, now that I know what implant I wanted, the issue was how to get it implanting. Being quite afraid of something going wrong, I would prefer to get a physician to do it, but I didn't feel like bothering my family doctor with an elective procedure during the pandemic. So this was during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot. Oh, we got the COVID going around. I'm gonna put a fucking computer chip in my system.
My local crack.
He's like, I can either do this or get freaking stuck in my freaking house for hours at a time and not do anything. So, heck, why not? I'll just go ahead and chip myself. That's insane. Okay.
I recommend a medical professional to do it.
And he even justified it, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, the COVID's going on. I don't want to bother him. He's got to take care of all those problems. I'll just do it myself. The hell with it.
He could always go to a private medical company and ask them to do it.
Yeah.
Pay them.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay. He says, after some digging, I found the installation partners section in the Dangerous Things website, which led me to Midway Tattoo and Piercing, a studio in Kensington. Where else?
Yeah.
Toronto, where Matt Graziano kindly gave me a quote and scheduled the date. I won't lie, I was quite afraid, but Matt, a biohacker himself, who was quite excited with his literally shiny XSIID NFC plus LED implant, put me at ease. So what do you think about all
It's
that?
got glowing on. Oh. He's got a hand with a light on it.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
all lit up in neon. I think this dude needs to meet Robot. Him and Robot would get a grip. I'm gonna refer that name to him, see if he can make it to Canada and get a tattoo from this dude. At least get a tattoo. I think he would do it. What do you think?
There's probably providers. There's probably people in the US that will do it.
But
With
Robot's
the light
in. Robot says he's in India
Also
right
in
now.
India.
Yeah.
Then probably some sort of. Well,
Right.
there's probably some sort of service in India somewhere. I don't know.
He could probably get somebody to do it there. Now it says, I am a cyborg. Here is my card. So the
Technically,
beauty.
is that a cyborg?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's an argument. Yeah.
They're all. I mean, these guys. Oh, sorry, I burped.
I mean, would you claim somebody who has a pacemaker to be a cyborg?
Well, see, the thing about these guys are, I've heard about them, and what I've read about them is, like, they're all freaking nuts. I mean, this isn't
somebody with an artificial hair
yeah.
in a cyborg.
Some of these guys,
Mm.
I mean, it's not even about technology. It's just cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
cool is all of that perspective, I suppose. Um,
they grew up watching freaking Bebop and all these animes and shit, Ghost in the Shell, stuff like that, and
Yeah.
they just want it. I mean, they're still obsessed with it. At least most of the guys that I've seen doing this stuff.
mm.
Now the beauty of Next, and they spell it capital N-E, lowercase x, and uppercase T, is flexibility. It's high frequency NTAG 216 chip allows me to store several different classes of data, not unlike, say, a QR code, and have it accessed by any NFC enabled phones when I touch them at the right spot. And it's the easiest thing to do, so I tried it first. There are several Android and iOS apps that allow writing NFC data to the chip. I already have NFC Tools Pro, so I used it to store a Linktree address, turning my hand into a virtual business card.
Fun enough, just doing a quick search, I found a eBay entry for one of these chipsets, for one of these devices. I just stopped at the moment, but $216 Australian.
Hey man,
Just,
maybe
yeah.
maybe I'll talk to Robot and have him buy it for me and send it through the mail. What do you think?
You might be able to find a US distributor.
I don't want to put it in my hand though. I want to put it right there on my temple, so that
Okay. I'm not sure if you've got enough. Yeah, I don't think that would work. You would need something a bit more fleshier.
so, it can't be near the bone and stuff. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm hard. Put it on your butt. I want to be touching my phone to my butt every time I get a phone call. It would literally be a butt call. You know what I mean? Have you ever heard of butt calls? Have you ever heard of butt calls? Bum calls. It's when you take your phone and you put it in your back pocket and you start calling random people when you're walking.
Okay. Yeah.
Those are called butt calls. so I would literally be doing butt calls every time I had to call somebody. I'd pick the phone up and touch my butt. That's messed up.
Interesting. There was a suggestion by a UK National Health Service senior civil servant last year, I think, in relation to installing chips, making mandatory to install chips into toilets.
Whoa.
So sensors into toilets. So in theory, you could be able to check your pee and your stools to see if there's any health problems.
Now,
didn't go anywhere, but yeah, it's an interesting idea.
the chip in your hand would probably be good for like recognition as well. That way, it would only work for you. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Things like door locks and stuff.
It is pretty interesting.
Hmm.
Now, hacking actual buildings. The URL sending things was fun, although NFC supports in phones on the wild is hit and miss, at least here in Canada. But the other part of the dual chip, the low frequency T5577, allows some other interesting applications, including the one I really wanted, getting rid of building access fobs. Contrary.
Yeah. Um,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I had my point about what's again. Yeah.
Now, contrary to the NTAG 216, which can be programmed with any smartphone with NFC, specialized hardware is needed to read the fobs and write them on the T5577. My kit came with the Proxmark 3 Easy, a somewhat outdated member of the Proxmark platform on open source RFID hacking tools, but very useful nonetheless for reading, writing, and cracking several types of RFID devices. Hold on a minute. Okay, sorry about that. But using it requires a client on your computer and a matching firmware on the board. There are several builds of those type around. My board came with an old version of Iceman, one of the most feature complete builds, but in a really old version. Updating it required downloading and compiling the client and firmware as it said. And then they have an edit, and it says previously this required some file editing. Now you just follow the instructions to get the dependencies, e.g. these for Mac OS, then make as usual. Now, any errors here can be fixed with web searching. For example, I had to do a small fix to my homebrew install OpenSSL. When that is done, it's a good idea to start by upgrading the board's bootloader with hashtags, period, I guess, /PM3 /flash boot ROM. I never did do the punk.
File,
It's just basically a boot ROM, flash boot ROM. That's interesting. It requires putting the board into bootloader mode by pressing its single button while plugging to the computer. My version was so old that I had to keep it pressed through the process, otherwise it was quick and easy. So once the bootloader is on a decent version, the same process, plugging the board while pressing the button, but now you can release it. Can be used to update. Okay, once the bootloader is on a decent version, the same process can be used to update the firmware. Just now running flash full image. It's the ./PM3 flash full image. Alright, now with the board fully updated, type ./PM3 invokes the client, which will detect the board, connect to it, and that's where the fun begins. That's interesting. It says these videos, and I guess they're referring to some videos, go along with showing how to navigate the client menus. And most useful commands I learned are if search and HF search. That try to read things on the LF or that okay. The most useful commands I learned are LF search and HF search that try to read things on the LF RFID and the HF NFC antennas respectfully. If they identify a tag, they will suggest further commands. That's some crazy shit, dude. I was lost. Like, did any of that really make any good sense to you?
Except for the specifics. General, on the general sort of principle, yeah.
No, I'm gonna pull that. YouTube thing on here and share it with you. That way you can see it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the dangerous things website at the moment, and looking at the various implants they
They've
produce.
actually, here, let me go ahead. I'm gonna share a video.
This is the Proxmark 3 Easy. It is the de facto standard tool for doing anything interesting with RFID or NFC at all. This tool is used to investigate tags, to test readers, to sniff communications between tags and readers. I mean, you've got a collection of tags here. Let's say you don't even know what's in this key fob. You want to find out what kind of chip it is, what frequency. This is the tool to use for that. Let's say you want to clone something. You don't want to clone this card or maybe an access badge or something into, our XM1 or our Next. This is the tool you need to do that with. So let's just go ahead and open the box. Inside, you're going to get the actual Proxmark Easy tool itself. This is the tool. It has a low frequency antenna here. This is for all your low frequency work. And the high frequency antenna is in this area. I say area because there's actually 3 circuit boards here. The bottom circuit board is where the high frequency antenna actually resides. So when you're using this tool, if you're going to be working with any kind of implant, then and that implant is high frequency or 13.56 megahertz, you'll probably want to place the antenna perpendicular to the implant by placing the bottom of the tool on your hand, not placing your hand on the top. But for low frequency stuff, you would do the same. You'd place the antenna over the implant so that the implant rests perpendicular across the antenna. Now, something to note about the Proxmark Easy here is that this is the port that you plug the USB cable into to talk to it and issue commands, things like that. This is the one that goes to the computer. A lot of these have this side port here, and this side port is for headless operation. It's just simply to supply power to the device. If you have this button here programmed to do sniffing or any kind of pre-programmed function, this is the port you use for power. So that's very important to plug in here, not here, when you're actually using the tool with a computer. Aside from the USB cable, you also include these cards, these test cards. So there's 2 of these IC CUID cards and 2 of these T5577 cards. These CUID cards, the CUID is kind of it's not really a standard name, but it's kind of the name that's recognized to describe a Magic MyFair type of chip. So it contains a special Chinese chip that emulates a traditional or classic MyFair chip. This chip has a difference, though, in that you can change the ID. So C change UID, that's what that means. This low frequency chip, the T5577, we talked about it before in other videos. That link will be down below in the description. But this is a very powerful low-frequency chip that can emulate a whole slew and host of different low-frequency key fobs, access cards, badges, that kind of thing. So these are really kind of just fun test cards to be able to use and test those features of the Proxmark. We'll go ahead and put this back here. One other thing I wanted to point out about the Proxmark 3 Easy is this Getting Started guide. So it's very important to basically follow these instructions, learn exactly how to implement the Proxmark 3 client software on your computer, because an important thing about the Proxmark is the firmware. We sell the Proxmark 3 Easy, which this is an open source, originally open source software, and some of the hardware is open source. And it's very important to maintain the correct firmware and software client on your computer so they match. And one of the best firmwares out there is from a guy named Chris Herman, Iceman. So we preload the Iceman firmware branch onto the hardware, but you still have to download and compile the client software to match. So this guide explains exactly how to do all of that, and it's very important. And if you have any questions or run into any trouble, of course, you can just post to our user forum and we can help there as well. And one last thing before I put this away to mention is this device here has these posts. So you can see these little chevrons and they point to these two posts. These are the actual connections for the low frequency antenna. If you are setting this on some kind of metal surface, these two posts can ground together or against these other grounding pegs, or even if you hold it and you're doing that with your finger, you can drastically reduce the performance of the low frequency antenna. So just be careful about where you place it when you're trying to use it. If you're not getting the results you want, it might be because these posts are getting shorted or somehow compromised a little bit. But that is the Proxmark 3 Easy unboxing. The site might be called Dangerous Things, but remember, safety first.
That's so what do you think? Gotta unmute. They mute you. You're muted. You're muted, Mark. You gotta unmute. There you go.
Yeah, I was just looking at the source files themselves. There's a GitHub
That's insane.
page for it. Yeah.
Did you hear their comments about the chevrons? Like, if you put it in the wrong place on the computer, in those chevrons, they can short out. So you got that shit inside of your hand in this program.
Yeah, but it's the thing that's underneath the skin is encased by glass anyway.
So
By your saved glass.
that's crazy.
I
don't know.
Yeah. NFC readers and writers are fairly common to come by, so
I may have to like go deeper and try to find out where that anonymous building is that my brother keeps talking about. The what is it? NFC chip. I'll check it out on YouTube. NFC chipped employers. Chip and scan the office that microchips is staff. Oh.
The smartest people on earth know how to spot a good deal. That's why they shop.
Let me see. Oh, that's the BBC. I don't know if I should be sharing that shit. I don't know. I don't want to fuck with the BBC. I'm serious. You know what happens when you fuck with the BBC, right?
Send them hits.
Freaking You remember me telling you last night about Mr. Bean, right?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
he's small. He's small cheese compared to the BBC. Like here in the United States, you just don't even freaking watch the BBC in London. It's not permitted. Now, the BBC will let us watch BBC in America, but that's it.
Yeah.
We don't get to
Yeah.
see your guys' stuff.
BBC. Yeah. You don't get to see the public services. You get the commercial. BBC America is a commercial company.
It's it's
Much
Americanized.
like BBC. Yeah, much like BBC Studios, they're a commercial company that run under their subsidiary companies.
That's some cool stuff, though. Well, I'm closer. I'll watch that off of stream, and then I'll find out the building, and then I'll have Tan check it out and see what he thinks. Because I want to verify it. He's right there. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure the last time I heard about it, it was in Ontario, and that's where he does the festivals and stuff up there. So I'm sure next time he does one of those festivals on the square like that, he'll be able to figure out where the building is. YouTube play it off like you're not interested, but you gotta admit this is some pretty cool stuff. It really is.
It's interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but
I mean, you're not gonna go chasing after it. I understand, but it's like popular mechanics, kind of interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. From an engineering perspective, technical perspective, yeah.
I think that I'm not gonna go get myself chipped. Well, I might if Robot's willing to go buy it for me. Have him send it to me.
Well, like I said, you probably can find a US supplier.
But it'd be cheaper out of India.
Import duties.
Well, I mean, it's better than getting him out of the Ukraine. Now, you want to talk about crazy. Importing. Try to buy seeds out of the Ukraine and see what that gets you. You know, these people, man, like talking all this big stuff about, we gotta go support freaking Ukraine, but they don't want to freaking allow Ukrainian seeds to pass freaking
In fact, the Dangerous Things company is based in the US. WA, which is
thinking about maybe getting some neon lights for my forehead. Maybe get one of those eye scopes like on freaking Mr. Robot's Mad Hatter, where like shoots shoots images.
The company's based in Washington. The company's based in Washington. Yeah, Washington State.
Oh, okay. So that's on the West Coast.
Yeah.
It makes sense too, though, because like, what is that? That's Toronto over there, isn't it?
Well,
or is that
Vancouver? Vancouver being the most Canadian.
Yeah.
Vancouver and Victoria being the north of the border.
Mm-hmm. They're really big on all that stuff. Let's see here. Oh. They are here.
Yeah, based in Berlin.
John put out another video. It's cool. They are here. Is what he called it. Oh, that's cool. He's actually using his original setup the way he. That's cool. That means he's actually starting to get back into wanting to do his old compilations.
Cool.
Old John. Old John is doing great with interviews. Don't get me wrong, but like the old stuff he did was also cool as hell too, because he went through and actually did the edits on them and stuff like that. And it was just the way he did his shows or his videos was just amazing. Like, I don't think it'd be a good idea to give that up. So.
Yeah, just found out the Dangerous Things is just south of Seattle.
Just south of Seattle, huh? But they're probably
southeast of Seattle.
They're probably wanting an arm and a leg then, especially being over in that area. Everything's way more expensive. Once you get past Denver, prices just start going up. From Denver all the way to the West Coast.
Okay.
Like, it's almost impossible to be even a like lower middle class person living in Colorado, Denver, and all that. I mean, it's way expensive. And then as you go further, you go into like Nevada, which you can be poor to live there, don't get me wrong, but it's still expensive. They pay more money. But once you start getting up into like Portland, Oregon, and all that, and Seattle, Washington, they have a lot of expensive shit. Like California, when I was living out there. California, this was back in like the 90s, 91, 92 maybe. I remember back then a pack of cigarettes cost $5, and that was in the 90s, you know. I'm like, are you serious? It's just now here getting to where a pack of cigarettes costs $8. That's how far ahead California was from us.
But kind of going to be because of the tech boom in the last 20 years. They've sort of outpriced themselves.
I am going to be right back. I'm going to have to get me some more coffee and stuff, so I'll be back. The good thing is Tan did the introduction, so we don't have to do that again. So, I'll be right back.
In order to you're gonna have to pay the piper. Oh wow, I didn't even think about that. Oh boy.
I don't know, man. Like, for me, I never even checked like how many people could be in the room and stuff, but.
I didn't know that it was like that.
That's a good topic to talk about too, because like freaking, like even back in the day, like these laws they go all the way back to even like the VCR and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like the warnings at the beginning of movies.
Yeah.
No, like that's the exact same stuff. It might have been
they
updated.
still put them on DVDs. They do, don't they? In the beginning, I do. I haven't watched the DVD in forever, but I could imagine.
They're probably a little bit more updated, but like I'm pretty sure it's about the same stuff. Like Mark had me check out the one that he sent me, and I mean that thing was huge. You know that they didn't just sit down and make that up in the last 5 years.
Right.
Somebody put some time and effort into
what was it?
It was copyright link, wasn't it, Mark?
Can't remember.
We were having the conversation, and I remember you shared it with me.
Mm.
But it was huge. I mean, I started reading some of it, and I finally said, "Look, I'm just gonna cut that out." It was like I think it was our first or second tech talk.
Oh,
Some time ago.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. It just hurt my head just thinking of it.
you know what's so crazy? Your head hurts now.
No.
My headache finally went away. Oh, I was about to say my
Yeah,
headache
it,
finally
it
went
does.
away.
It does. I was just like, yeah, not just thinking of copyright laws. You know, oh man.
I just thought that was interesting because that's like transference of energy. Like I've had a headache and not felt good for like the vast majority. No, you know what's crazy is before I felt fine, and then like we went to the lake, like I said, and I was dancing. We had took a walk before that. Everything was good. I woke up really happy, really high energy level. Like I don't know, I do know, but I don't even like talking about it no more. I'm just gonna handle it. But it's crazy because I go from I don't know. People's energy is just thrown. I made some money in the market today, though. If that's any consolation.
That's cool.
Yeah, SPX showed out today.
No, SPX. That's the one that actually, yeah, it was when I was doing my Coinbase stuff on Praetorian. Somebody asked me questions about it, and I checked them out. And what was it? Long term is what I was thinking whenever it came to them. Like if they seem pretty decent. Like, but if they had interest, they'd be even better if it was long term.
Well, it's like because it's like the top 500 of
Yeah.
the stocks. Yeah, and like I'd be tempted to see and it's dropping. I'm glad I got out when I did because it's dropping, and now the market's closed until Sunday at 6. I think it's 6. Wow, it dropped significantly too. See,
Mm-hmm.
I was about to kick myself for getting out because I had saw it rising for a little bit right before I exited, but I guess before the market closed, it why is it still moving? It usually doesn't move when the market is closed. Something's not right here. Oh yeah, so it is closed. It's just showing the movement.
Yeah.
No, but I was thinking I was gonna have a problem, and then next thing you know, so I was like, let me just go ahead and get out because I didn't want to leave it in all weekend because I've done that before and I've made a few $100 doing that. But today was proof that I was good to get out because it dropped six. Wow, it dropped significantly. See, I got in at 43. Let me see what it says. I got in. It was 43, if I'm not mistaken, 43.50 when I got in, and okay, yeah. So I got in at well, okay, 43.60. So when I got in, it was 43.60, and I got out at 44.17. So it wasn't bad, but oil. Let me see what's oil doing. What's oil look
Now,
like?
hey, another thing to look at, and I mentioned it to you and Mark before, with no, yeah, with Mark and Tan actually before. Here in commodities with the corn. Okay.
We just learned about corn. That was homeschool stuff, and that's the number one crop grown in the United States,
Yes,
and
and it's
Montana,
booming.
Illinois.
It's booming right now. They got,
Really?
yeah, they got big um, income, or what do they call it, the end of the season, the crop finals. They freaking got huge freaking return. Like,
There's
um,
a website to where is it at? I have it in my other email that you can trade crops. You can trade corn, you can trade cows and something
mhm.
else. Like you can yeah, you know where to go for that? I used to have it. I don't know where it's
um, check out Ag Day. They'll give you links to where you can do commodities off of the stock market.
at.
So, but they've
And
got,
this is a perfect season for corn. It's fall.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
because they
it's
plant in May.
hmm
Mhm.
but don't don't keep them in for the winter time, because the winter time is when they switch or they shift. That's when cattle have to be fed and corn crops aren't growing.
You can trade corn futures on Globex.
Yeah,
Globex platform from AP. Okay.
but
Follow. Oh.
don't fall for the soybean either. Okay, because
Commodity.com.
the soybean, everybody likes to say we're big on soybean, but that's really freaking Colombia. Okay,
Yeah, I was about to say we're not. I only know that from a talk I used to listen to on an app called Callin. That's something else you should consider. Callin is a good app. And they do a lot of talking, and
I
it's a
don't,
lot of news
I don't,
people.
I don't trade. I do this shit for fun, dude.
No.
I'm a
Callin is
sick
like Minds,
bastard.
but better.
I,
Callin is like Minds, but way better. Like it's direct talk. You're in your own chat room. So you'd have a chat room, but instead of having to get on Jitsi, we just join your call-in station. So you'd have Live with Roger Hanson as the name of it, and how we have the chat rooms, and all we can do is text in there. In the call-ins chat room, we'd go into your station. We wouldn't have to call in on Jitsi, and we'd all be in there, and then all your shows would save, and you could stream for as long as you would like. It's really a great app, actually.
I
I
just,
was
I just had that happen to me this morning, dude.
what?
I got a freaking voicemail on Skype.
Really?
Yeah,
You can get voice. No, you cannot have any more candy.
I
Hey, one more
actually
piece of candy and get out my
got
face.
a voicemail, and I'm gonna play it. I know you guys probably aren't gonna hear it, but I'll play
I
it.
didn't
So
know that you could get voicemails on Skype because honestly, well, I guess it's like a regular phone then, huh?
yeah, I'll play it so that it'll at
Oh,
least be on the stream, because this is what's his face, not George, but
oh, Gnocchi.
yeah, Naoki. He was so interested in it being on the show, freaking he left a voicemail. So
Uh huh.
I know he's legit on wanting to do it. So here
Oh, they're saying here that you have to pay per month to have phone calls. So I can't. But I was talking to you guys
Hi.
earlier, so I guess it's. Oh, that's international. Call any phone, Skype number from 25. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, play the voicemail. I'm just looking at Skype. I didn't know
now,
how to play
if you
it.
guys want to hear it, you can hear it on the stream. So
Roger. Yeah, this is Naroki here. I know, well, I know a lot about this particular issue, but there's a guy who I'm in contact with by the name of DDJ who used to do Misandry Today who definitely knows about the legalities. If you want to let us know
You're
when you're
playing it
doing this
now.
particular show,
yeah,
please
Oh, you gotta go
please let me know.
online on your
I would
page or
love
something.
to get myself and maybe even get him on board, because he is just chock full of information about the legal system in regards to men and children and that sort of thing. My area is more in the area of the manosphere, MGTOW in particular. I have some experience in relationships, but DDJ is a guy who's much more knowledgeable about this, in particular about child custody. I think he would, if you can get both him and I on, that would be a great idea. Anyway, let me know. I'm going to send you the same message on another channel, and I will talk to you later.
all right. So I just wanted to play it to where we could get it on record for the stream. So give Naroki a shout out. I'll tell him straight up if he wants to be on the show. What I told him, I'd be happy to have him and DDJ on the stream. You know what I mean? Because I didn't expect to have to go back over it again. To be honest, I didn't think people were going to react like that. I woke up this morning, man, and freaking everybody was going nuts. I mean, literally, they were going nuts on there.
Did you tell them about this show?
Uh, it was just the show me and Mark did. It was just me and Mark. I mean, apparently, it hit a lot of people because I mean, what we had like 5 people making comments all at the same time. Well, that's a lot for us. So you gotta admit
No,
that.
it is because I get what you're saying. No, definitely.
And
Mhm.
this was like an entire conversation going right down Skype. I mean, and
Mm.
George. Oh my God, George. I couldn't believe how excited he got over it. He wanted to be on the show.
And stuff random phone call earlier.
Hmm.
Skype call earlier.
Now, and mind you, I've been trying to get George to come on the show now for what 2 weeks with Karma. Me and Karma's
And,
both mentioned it.
and you put this chat link in the Skype. I feel like if you
Yeah.
put the Jitsi, oh, okay. Why don't you do this talk on Jitsi? I mean, on Skype too. Can you not double?
Well, being honest, Skype sucks. I mean,
Does it?
that's about the best way. Like, it's cool that Jeffy wants to do Skype and everything, but like a lot of people stopped using Skype like 5 years ago. You know what I mean? And just it's they took it off of Google Chrome for a reason. You know, if
I
Google
didn't know
Chrome,
that it sucked.
I mean, it's really messed up. Like,
His
I've
what
only
was messed up about it? We always seen. I didn't like. What is it? Just his operation?
well,
prior to now, I've only used Skype for business orientated
Mm.
calls. Yeah, it's only been recently I've only just used been using Skype for more sort of personal related stuff. Mm, yeah, it's not really. I don't know. It's quite old technology, really. Um,
yeah, it's pretty bad.
got no service. It functions. Um, it's just another client, isn't it? Another voice over IP client.
But I do have to say that I was impressed with it using it this way rather than what it was on Google because it was a lot worse when it was connected with Google. Um,
Mm.
It used to be a Google component.
yeah,
Google sucks regardless.
and I think it was connected to Google Live when they were doing Google Live back in the day.
mm.
So
Google had a Google Live. I never even heard of that.
yeah, that was
I,
The many services that they even disbanded.
I had
they
no clue.
they got rid of Google Live right about the time when they got rid of Google Plus.
Hmm.
I can't tell you which one went first, but I know it was right around the same time. And then they incorporated all the stuff from Google Live into Google or YouTube. So
Wait, what?
yeah, it was, and I'm okay with that because if they didn't, I would have lost my branded accounts. All the branded accounts I got on YouTube,
Yeah.
they'd have been gone. I mean, once they got rid of Google Plus, they would have been disappeared.
I didn't even know. So Google Plus, what? Wait a minute. I know what Google Plus is, where they give you extra storage and stuff like that, right?
No,
That's
Google
not
Plus
Google
was
Plus.
a more of a communication platform, more of a messaging platform.
Hmm.
Yeah, and like they didn't have games and stuff like that like they had on Facebook.
But
And
it was different than Google Meets. Google Meets,
yeah,
Google Plus, not the same. Okay. And
no,
Google Meets is, and see, it was something else that they had for a Google. There was something else from Google Messages. What was it? It's not Google Plus. It's something else that they had when it came to messaging. Oh gosh.
that was Or was it air? No, not air. No, something drop.
I'm about to look it up. Who's that?
Was it airdrop or?
No, Google Message Service. It wasn't it. It was Messages by Google. Google Messages. No, it was something else. Oh, Hangouts. That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking about. Hangouts.
Hangouts.
Yeah,
Now,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
now, did they
but that's
bring?
different from Plus.
Did they bring Hangouts back in Gmail?
No,
I haven't seen it in forever.
no, they did actually drop a load of services within the last couple of months. I think Google Stadia, the sort of game store, the sort of Steam, third version of Steam, was dropped in the last couple of months, or is in process of being dropped.
Yeah.
But
So
Google seems to just release services and then a bit later rebrand them or just drop them.
yeah, they got Meet, they got Space, and then they've got Chat. So they got new chat. That's in the emails too. Oh, okay, so they got Meet, they've got Spaces, and they got Chat, and that's in the emails. I said it twice because I had it on mute. So the Gmail. You guys are hearing me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Okay.
have meets. They have chats. Chats. I remember chats. And meet. I got more introduced with you when you guys were talking about doing it. Who said I text Summer? I emailed her, but she never emailed me back. So I don't know what's going on there.
She's
Did she live in this country?
No, she's from England. She's
Oh,
from
okay,
England.
okay.
So
They I think John said she had something going on with her grandson or her nephew.
Yeah.
Or something.
now he's got an interesting story too. I've been listening to a little bit about what he was saying on John's Discord. So
Who?
her son.
Oh.
So it sounds pretty interesting there too.
Oh yeah, I did see. Like I get the notifications, but I get so caught up that I hardly, like even on Skype. The only reason I paid attention was because the phone was ringing and it said it was you. I
Yeah.
thought you were doing this.
I don't even know how that happened.
I didn't. So I can call people from your station. I can just call people.
Yeah, I guess. I better go in there and look at the settings, I guess.
Well, that's not a bad thing,
I mean,
unless.
I gotta be careful. I'll start having Mark coming down on me, getting hardcore, and putting me in my place, saying, look, Mister, you can't be having these random calls showing up on my phone.
Is it late there now, Mike? What time is it at your house?
It's just gone. Oh, it's 10:15.
No, it's not that bad. And then it's Friday.
Yeah.
So do you be up all night? Because then if it's 10:15 now, Jaffe's show is usually like 11 something. You're up all night, aren't you? All
That'll
night?
be 3:30. Again, I'm not sure if I'm. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not going to be there tonight. I have shows that I've had scheduled. It's literally the 11:11 portal, sitting and listening to someone else talk, which is probably I cannot commit to that. It's 11:10 to 11:11. So I have a music show tonight at 10, and then I have my 11:11 portal, which I'll do from 11 to 1. I'll be on live. So I mean, I might catch the tail end or whatever like that, but this is like something big, and I cannot sacrifice how great this energy is going to be to listen to. I don't know. I mean, I think it's Mr. Robot tonight, right? Yeah, no, I can't. I cannot let go of this energy for that. It's going to be a great night. The moon, everything is going to be in alignment. It just, I think I'd be foolish to forfeit, type of thing. I would listen to the replay.
All right,
I would
so
listen to the replay.
I can call forward from Skype to to voicemail.
Who's forward? You mean a car dealership?
No, forward, like
Oh,
forward.
forward, call
Yeah.
forward. Oh,
That is cool as heck.
I
And
should go in Skype.
to voicemail, and then I can switch to call forwarding. I can actually have my Skype phone calls going directly to my phone.
Yeah.
Wait a
Much like
minute.
actually
Arizona
ordering
doesn't
your
use daylight savings time? I'm just
No.
reading your text message.
Well,
So right now it's the same time in Arizona?
apparently, from what George said, he said that the daylight savings time is used in one of the reservations, which is in the Four Corners, right there from Arizona and Nevada and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's set up to where one reservation is in the center and then another one surrounds it, the Navajo and the Hopi. And one of them uses daylight savings time and the other one doesn't.
So it's two different times, even though the places are
These times
literally right next to
really,
each other?
it doesn't really matter, no, because daylight saving time, as far as you're concerned, ended last Sunday.
Yeah. So,
But see, when we say it ended, it's like I get it so confused because we'll be like daylight savings ended, but
I guess that's why I use the phrase reverted. The term reverted. You are in standard time now.
let's see, this is
so
good
that's the difference
because
between EDT and EST. That's why
Yeah.
you were telling me that that one time. See,
Mhm.
I just
Yeah.
thought Eastern Standard Time was, so it's not standard if it's daylight savings time.
Yeah, well, see, daylight, it's like Eastern Daylight time. When I was using daylight time on this thing right there, I've got to go in there and switch it to Daylight Standard Time, DTS, or DST, or something like that.
EST, CST.
CST, yeah.
EST.
Central Standard Time instead of
because
Central.
also
Instead of CDT, it'd be CST.
CST. When does this stop? Didn't I hear something about them saying they're going to stop doing that? Like basically,
No,
we're just going to keep
they've conformed all of it around. I think eventually Arizona has to freaking fall into line too, so it's become a federal law.
What time is it in Arizona right now?
What'd you say, Mark?
Just to answer your question first. Los Angeles is 2:20 now.
That would be
West Coast. East Coast is 5:20.
Yeah, it's 5:20 here. Is Arizona the West Coast?
Now Arizona's right next to Arizona, but they don't do the daylight save or the standard time.
So then they're 2 hours behind instead of the 3 hours.
No, I mean
Like,
literally, they don't change their time forward or backwards whatsoever. It just stays.
Another issue is that CST also represents China's standard time.
Really?
These things, which is UTC plus 8 hours.
That is crazy.
But that's kind of confusing then, because now that it's CST, how would you know if we're talking about China or Central?
Yeah, precisely.
You know what I mean? It's just like
it'd
be like 8 hours late for something because. Geez.
And now, we got Mark with the UTC Universal Time.
I know you guys.
He drives me nuts. I mean, seriously, he does. I have to.
I only know that it's 5 hours for me now.
I actually pointed this out to Barshi the other day because she put in EDT and UTC times for the latest blog article announcing the next tunnel meeting.
Yeah.
And,
I
they
wish. I
wanted
wish you.
to-
I wish you wouldn't have done that because, like, I wanna miss that. Uh,
You've
yeah.
got no excuse now.
I just and I was under the impression it was this week, and I thought I was really all excited because I had a show and I didn't have to watch it, and then all of a sudden I go in and look at the notice and it's on the 16th, and I'm like, man, that
You
sucks.
don't have to watch it. You'd have to join.
Yeah,
After all, it's going to be recorded anyway. So.
I probably could just go in and watch it afterwards because
I love how your network is growing. By the way, not to cut you off, like you're doing so good.
I
Hmm.
I just being honest, I'm surprised. It's like taking off and everybody's actually working together, and getting things done. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think that you should be surprised. You should kind of expect it, how that whole manifest our life thing. Because you've been striving for it. You said you did different stops, and like this was going to be your last merry-go-round, and it looks like this one keeps spinning. So good stuff, huh?
yeah.
Good.
So I mean, pissed off at freaking YouTube for freaking 19 cents because like they just started their
Did
monetization
you say
bullshit.
19 cents?
19 cents. I just
Hang up on you now.
I, I just started doing the monetization thing right before they freaking started pulling the freaking monetization shit where you had to like have 10,000 viewers and stuff like that. And I think it was not 11 cents. It was 11
Robot,
cents.
so
So,
do they let you post make regular posts on YouTube?
uh,
Like just a regular post?
yeah, on the
I just got this access. Like I have never had that access before. And then shout out to YouTube because whoever is running the scenes back there opened that little can of worm for me recently. Hey, I'm being hacked. We're gonna get ready to go. I can hear it and I'm watching it. But like
all
it's
right.
the standard. This is the type of stuff you gotta report to the DOJ if you want it to stop. Because if not, it's just gonna keep happening. But
Yeah.
hey, I'll see you tomorrow, Saturday. Yeah, I'll be through.
All right.
All right,
Right.
have a good night. You safe.
You too.
Oh, hey, there you are.
There he is. Yeah, I had to step away. I had to go get some coffee and everything.
Yeah.
Mark is in here, but he's muted. He had to go eat, so I figured.
Okay.
Let me go grab that coffee real quick, and I just
Pretty
noticed
late.
you were on. Huh?
Pretty late dinner for him. Okay, go.
Yeah. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I'm gonna put you up on the front. That way we got your cool background on there.
Okay. Hey, by the way, I overheard you saying earlier about using some OBS background remover that doesn't have the shadowing effect that I have.
No, that's Blender. Now, like,
Oh, Blender does.
you know, on your green screen, how you see a little bit of that whiteness right there?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I know.
now,
I know what you're talking about.
If you use masking with that, you can go through and mask your head and around the sides of your body right there and put the background that you want on the video. So,
Well, see, because this thing is it's tracking the body movement, right? And
Yeah, I know.
so it's not adapting very well to the. It's not compensating very well to the.
Yeah.
I heard that OBS. I'm using this filter, camera filter called chroma key filter, right? And then in combination with the background removal, I use the chroma key to set the color, background color, and then I use the background removal filter to remove that color from the camera.
Yeah.
So it's not working very well in adapting.
Now
I heard.
the movement, yeah, is the issue right there. Like
Yeah.
and the best way that I've seen anybody do it, they said they had to. It's not. It's. I'm thinking it's a retroscope. Retroscoping is what it's called. I can find out.
Well, it's got to be some plugin to OBS that can do the job, or whatever's doing whatever.
I just
The thing that you just said
Yeah, I just went over it last night, so let me
on
look
Blend.
yeah, checking it out.
Yeah. But on OBS, I heard that there's the Stream FX plugin that works better than this one that I'm using.
Now, if they have stream of it's rotoscoping. Is what
Okay.
it's called.
If
And,
it has rotoscoping, okay.
rotoscoping is the word to look for, and FX. Look into the FX. And
The Stream FX plugin for OBS, yeah,
yeah,
I checked into it a little bit, but it doesn't have. Apparently, they ran into some licensing issue on Windows, so they don't have the Windows installer anymore.
oh, yeah,
You have to build it from source if you want to use it for Windows.
that's crazy.
But apparently, it has a plugin. It has a feature that does, I think, what you said, and it does a
Rotoscoping.
better, yeah, does a better job at with the silhouetting.
Now
effect.
see, technically, what they're doing right there is rotoscoping. Okay,
Right, yeah.
but the thing of it is they're not doing a good job at it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
you're getting little bits and pieces on the side.
Yeah.
And
Keep
it's
perfect.
better with you because you've got short hair, but you get Mark and he's got all that bushy stuff up on top. You know,
Okay.
so
Alright.
it's kind of translucent in that area. But
Right.
and also the colors. Like if you
Mhm.
want it to work really good, make sure that that with rotoscoping, like you have that white shirt. Okay, make sure that it clashes with the walls in your room.
Oh. Well, I have a bookshelf behind me, so it's
Yeah.
kind of brown.
Yeah, something
Um,
like that.
It works really well in removing all of that. It's just
Yeah.
it's not adapting to my body movement, right?
Yeah, but you got to understand too. It's also looking at what's behind you too, and in order for it to take it out, it's got to distinguish between what's
Yeah.
behind you and what's
Yeah.
actually you. So, like
Okay.
if the color of the clothes that you're wearing is matching up with the
Mm-hmm.
wall, it's gonna make it harder for that program to do its job. So,
Mm-hmm.
so
Here, let me take off the background and show you. It's doing a very good job at removing all of that. It's just when moving out.
yeah.
Yeah, take off the back. Oh, it's all black.
Yeah, there you go. Well, even then, it should be doing a better job because you got a black
Yeah,
on
yeah.
white. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not. It's not really doing much of a change.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of speeding up actually.
What do you mean speeding up? Oh, it's speeding up with the black background?
Uh-huh. Like you can see it around the edges of your body that it's speeding
Well, yeah,
up.
it's more obvious with the black background.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, what's up with the like? Is your hair puffy on top?
No, it's like this.
It looks like you got a fro.
No.
It does.
Let's see.
I mean,
Let me
it
let
looks
me
like
see if I can disable the filter so you can see the real me.
you got a
Uh,
fro. You got a fro glow.
no, I
You
just have a short haircut.
you remember coming to
Uh,
America, right? The flow glow. It
the
was the stuff,
afro.
the stuff on that commercial where you put it in your hair and you had the freaking weave with the fro glow.
Oh, okay.
The girl's boyfriend, that, or the one that she was dating, the one that Eddie Murphy liked, he was a model for Flow Glow. So
Okay. Let me see if I can add.
but yeah, I'm looking into the rotoscoping now. I'm using you and Mark as a example. I pulled the pictures that I told you about. I want to see if I
Mhm.
can set up a mask to like do a really cool office. Oh,
Oh,
that's
look at
yeah, you're duplicating yourself.
that. I'm duplicating myself. All
That
right, and with this
that
one, I can take off the filter.
that makes it interesting.
Yeah. Oh, this one. They both have the chroma key filter. Yep. Well,
Now,
yeah.
it's like I said, on regular encoders, like even like VFX and all that stuff, or XSplit and stuff, I couldn't tell you how good any of those are. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
most of the best work with masking is usually done with like After Effects and Blender, and then I think I forgot what the Epic Games game thing was, but I think they do masking too.
Okay.
Um,
I think OBS allows you to do masking. It's just that you
I've never tried to do it through them, to be honest, because the virtual camera is really freaking weird.
mm,
And
well,
whenever it was told to me, I thought it had to do with like those virtual goggles. You had to use that. That's all
mm,
that's as far as I went with it. So, like, I've always been curious about masking and stuff like that. Oh, there you go. You got. See,
yeah,
they blocked out everything according to the program. So now
yeah,
you're getting the black screen because they can't fill it back in. See what I mean?
yeah. It's different scene I switched to. It's just using the same.
Once they pull that off, then it's gone. So you're just masked. And
Yeah.
now if you can center that, then I can do a better job, pull it off of the video, and then frickin' mask it up right and put you a good background on there. Make it like something space age. Cause I can see you're into the
Dude.
neon lights and stuff.
Yeah, I'm into that dark, dark
No,
photography room
no,
with
are
good
you
background.
are you cool with the cyberpunk backgrounds and stuff like that?
The what background?
Cyberpunk, like Blade
I
Runner.
haven't. Oh yeah, Blade Runner. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
I like that.
that's the new term for Blade Runner.
This is
Cyberpunk.
cyberpunk. Punk
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the new
yeah,
the
it's
new
the
term.
new Blade Runner stuff. So, just for reference, I had to learn that myself because everybody, my son especially, kept talking, well, I like cyberpunk. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, dude? Cyberpunk. And he's like, here, look at this. I'm like, dude, that's freaking Blade Runner shit. That's like, that's stuff I grew up on. He's like,
Right.
but yeah, I can pull some cool stuff up.
Can't
And then like
disable
that background right there,
Mhm.
if I could set it up to where those circles are moving, would you like that?
Yeah, well, this is just a still picture.
Yeah,
You
but
put,
I can make it to where those circles move.
yeah, through Blender?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. That's cool.
Make it
I
to
can
where.
send you this.
No, I mean, I've got it on video. It's all good. Well,
Yeah.
actually, yeah, send me the photo. Just
I can send you this, and then you can make it animate.
yeah, make it animated. Set it up, but I'll do it from scratch so that there's no issues later on when the EU finally makes photos copy infringement. They
I
said they
think
were
these
going to
are
do
royalty.
that. Is it royalty free?
I think they are. They're a premium version.
Oh,
Got
okay.
these from the free
Well,
pics. Free pics.
Yeah. I go to Pix. What do they call that? Now you're gonna have me going on the internet.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on. It's right here in my freaking favorites too. Pixels.com, I believe is what it's called.
Sounds familiar.
There's a shitload of them.
Yeah, a lot of them. This one I got.
Yeah.
Free pic.
Free pick.
Freepik.com.
Free PIK.
Freepik.com. What I got.
Oh shit. Did I knock off the stream? Yes, I did.
Oh,
That was me. That was me. I apologize.
did you get knocked out? Did you knock yourself out, or what happened?
I went on my favorites and then clicked on my pixels.
Oh, you clicked away from Jitsi.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Right.
I keep forgetting the fact that I'm on the browser, and I've done it a couple of other times. See, there's my fellow Jitsters who's posted all those links.
Okay.
Karma came in and it was the first time she's seen that. She's like, why are they saying I'm a fellow Jitser? And a Jitster.
She got her mind. She got her mind in the gutter somewhere. You thought she read something else.
Yeah. I like, so you've never seen that before? And she's like, no, I've never seen it at all, man. I'm like,
Jitster.
like, I'm a Jitster.
Jitster, right? Jitster, right? Jitster.
But let me see here. Here we go. I've got this. I'll share the account right there. Nobody has to like go in and do anything there. Like you don't have to pay for a membership or anything. And
Right. Oh,
They-
Pexel.
yeah, no, they do.
Oh wait,
have-
what? You have to create your own account in order to download?
You do have to do that, I believe. But the thing of it is they got like shitloads of free stuff.
Right.
And the stuff you make, you can actually put it on there yourself. Like this, I have stuff on there from when I was playing around with ancient Egypt and coming up with my own stuff.
Mhm.
And I put that on there.
Okay, I see. So you post these stuff on
Yeah.
here.
And then you can also explore.
You can download. You can download all of them.
Yeah. then you can explore and find stuff on here.
That's cool. So if I can do a search for streaming
Yeah.
background.
They have office backgrounds too. That's what
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
cool.
like. If you
Cool.
want an office
We can-
setting, to where
We can
it
use, yeah, I can use these for my next back.
Now this one actually is pretty cool because it has a travel agency look to it.
Hmm.
And here, let me post that. If you get a chance to look at that one, I posted the link in the Jitsi chat on the bottom.
Okay.
But this one would work out good for you. I think it would. For a good, like a professional look, maybe even for Mark, but I don't know. He's not really big into stuff like that. That I can tell. Whoa, dude, you're moving too. Hey. that, what the hell?
Freaking.
That just threw me off. I was like, whoa, dude.
It's like a ghost floating. like a ghost floating about on the screen.
Yeah.
I'm editing on the fly, you know. I'm editing my scene on the fly.
I looked at that and I was like, whoa, dude, you like got real small and it slid to the side. I was like, oh, hell, dude.
Whee! Infinite window.
Well, like you were in
Come
the
on.
center at first. And then
What happened?
Are you there?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I see
I'm
what
here.
you did. I see what you did. You did this.
I'm here, but are you seeing my my camera
Yeah.
in full or just half of?
It's showing your. There you go.
Whee!
That's
Cool.
See, back when we were younger, this would have been psychedelic cool shit. You know what I mean?
Back a few years ago, this would have crashed our computer.
Yeah. It's like
But
freaking.
now it's able to deal with it. It's like we're in the Matrix. The agent. I'm Agent Smith. And there's infinite copies of me.
Like in the side chat thing right there, that would have
Yeah.
been straight off hackers. That's that supercomputer they had on there.
Right.
Where they had information flowing through those freaking, I don't know, they look like they were like glass versions of hard drives.
Yep.
I forgot what they called it. It'd been cool if they had come up with a computer like that.
Yeah.
Let me go in here. I'm gonna post that last link. Oh shit, I hit the wrong one. Post that last one on the stream
Yes.
or the chat.
Okay.
And this one is Workspace and Travel Agency. That one is really nice.
Okay.
It's just average and normal, you know what I mean? But it kind of has the whole globe thing going on there. You can position that anywhere you want to. If it's like that on OBS, I don't know, but like you can.
So, yeah. So this is the one I was talking about.
Oh, that's nice.
Good. They have limited
Yeah.
free stuff, and there's these free. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm. Actually, you're into the sci-fi stuff, so I should.
Yep.
I should be more. I should be more interested in looking for the sci-fi stuff. So. Popular
So
searches.
there's gotta be sci-fi stuff on here.
Yeah. Galaxy
Popular
wallpaper.
Uh,
Cool wallpapers.
cool wallpapers, Galaxy wallpaper.
Yeah, Yeah. Now a lot of this is more. Oh, there we go.
Hmm.
No, iStock is what it is. They get sponsored through iStock. So, like any.
Yeah, I see that popping up a lot. That's the stock. Stock.
And a lot of these I can make, so I don't really stick
Yeah.
to them. But like the cityscapes, those are
Uh-huh.
pretty good because they put in RGB. And
Mm. Okay, this one. Oh, this is sponsored by. Jeez.
And you'll notice they mingle among one another too. Like you'll probably find a sponsor from Pixels on that website.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And then I'll find one from the one you're on.
Right.
There we go. This has got you written all over it. I'm gonna.
Where are you looking at?
It's a high-rise building during the nighttime, but it's really cool.
Alright.
And I'll put it in the chat too. Actually, I can just video share. I don't know why I'm.
You use it. You use it. I don't see you using any of these backgrounds.
Well, I mean, I don't have the ability to.
Yeah, you do. On Jitsi, you can.
Well, I mean, like, have you seen when I do it? Like, it literally blurs me out, like I disappear.
Oh, I see. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's my cam. It's pretty crappy. You see that?
Where are you? Your camera?
No, right on Jitsi. It's my background. I'm screen
that's your
sharing
background.
right
Where?
there. You see
where-
that screen
where are
share?
you?
I'm right here.
No, not seeing the screen share.
You're not seeing the screen share?
Not seeing the screen.
Alright. What about now?
I'm seeing you on this. I'm seeing your screen share on the
Yeah.
stream,
It
but
says
not on. Not it.
That's weird.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. Okay, now I see it. Yeah, now I see it. How do you sharing it off of your camera?
No, I'm sharing that on screen share for Jitsi.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. I have to click on your camera to see it. I see it now. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the one I see.
Yeah, that looks kind of cool, but I'm into more like kind of a room with
Room
some
settings.
cool room settings with cool background. Yeah,
Yeah. I can
like the
look
Jedi,
around.
the Jedi Temple
Mhm.
kind of stuff.
Now see, the coloring
horror.
though is what I'm saying too. Like, if there's anything you don't like about the coloring, mention that too, because I can keep an eye on it. Like over here on the side, you see how they have that blue tint that's coming up by the light?
Yeah.
Now, do you like that effect?
Where are you? Oh, that was yeah. I like the neon kind of effect.
Yeah, and then up, if you notice up on top of that building where it's got the blue, it's got
Yeah.
kind of extra lighting glowing off of it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's basically the kind of stuff that I always
You
ask.
can do that.
Yeah, I can do that stuff.
Okay.
I'll make you into Darth Vader,
Okay.
or actually, I can make you like what's his name off of freaking Meatballs. You remember Spaceballs? I'm sorry, Spaceballs.
I haven't watched that one. I've heard of it, but
You've
Might have-
never
I
seen
might have-
Spaceballs?
I might have watched it in.
A long time ago in a galaxy far away.
Right.
It was
Oh,
funny.
is it like a mock? Is it a mock version of Star Wars?
Yeah, it really
Okay.
is.
With
Like
Nick Moranis?
Yeah,
Is it Nick? Okay, I think I
Yeah.
watched it. It's
He's
maybe too long ago. I forgot.
he plays as freaking Darth Vader, and everybody on
Okay, I
his
see.
bridge are like a bunch of freaking idiots. I mean, just
Okay,
stupid as hell.
I see. I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, vaguely
And
coming back to me. Yeah.
it's funny as heck.
And he wears his stupid Darth Vader helmet, right? It's
Yeah, it's
almost
like
covering all of him.
it's like 3 times the size of his head.
That's right. That's right.
That was like the best movie he ever played in. I mean,
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
I loved it. So,
Hmm.
well,
Hmm.
it's
All right,
six.
coming up to 7 here. Six
Yeah,
your
you want to do the
Mark,
ending?
Mark. Yeah, Mark's not coming back. So I guess
Yeah, he probably fell asleep. It was
I studied, went to eat dinner and then fell asleep.
fell asleep in his
Must-
freaking fish. His
This-
fish. Pa-
Fish sandwich
uh,
or
no.
fish what? Fish taco?
fish. No, what was it? He said it was a fish salad or some shit.
No. Fish something.
Yeah, and then he said a side order of potatoes.
Ah. He makes them, right? He's not going out for dinner, right?
No, most likely he is making them because like a lot of the stuff he talks about, there's no way like you can get that ready made. You'd have to cook it yourself.
Right.
It sounds good, but I don't think any. Well, he might be able
Would have
to.
been pretty late for him.
Yeah,
It's like almost midnight.
yeah.
In his
So you want to do the outro
Yeah.
for this thing?
Yeah, man. You want to put your camera and all the stuff back?
You go for it. It's got you. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Let me.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, we got you set up to where it's just you on the screen.
Just me. Okay. Well, everybody, that's the wrap for this episode 13 of Roger Hanson's weekly Minds Roundtable. We've been this week has been kind of low key, I guess. We got people dropping in. Mr. Robot was here too, was he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was here.
Was he on the stream?
He was on the stream for a quick
Stream?
second.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's a rare appearance.
Hmm.
Right, and then we had Mark way at the beginning, and joined it, and then Carmen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a pretty good turnout. It was sparse and in between. You know what I mean? So I got most of it recorded that with everybody in it. So I do have the footage of everybody, just so you know.
Cool. So you cut it out and chop it up and make it all nice, sweet, compact,
Yeah,
no filler. Right?
right. I'll do
Well-
do that.
Yeah, do your magic.
Oh.
All right, so thanks for doing that. Thanks for doing the live stream. This is it was a good idea. We never thank you, right, for starting this stuff and for keeping it up. I do appreciate you. Instead of in spite of your opinions against mine, you willing to stick with it for the mic.
I love
doing it.
mines. It's just the people that are in charge of mines. It just irritates me.
That reminds me. That remind me of a story. Let me tell this quick story. I don't know if I told you guys this before. My trouble running in with the Canadian customs officer.
Mm-mm.
Did I ever tell you?
Mm-mm.
All right.
Nope.
Quickly then. So I had this run-in when I started working and going on business travel, and I came back and I carried like 3 laptops because I was going on demo trip. I know where I threw it. I threw it on my Minds when I came back. They examined the laptops, and I had no receipt for it, so they're giving me a hard time. And I said, they said, well, you're gonna have to leave the laptop here, go home, get the receipt, and come back and receive and pay and get it back. So me and my young out of university loudmouth inexperience, I said, "Oh, how am I going to how are you going to guarantee that my laptop will not damage and my data will not get damaged while I leave it with you?" And then the guy says, "Well, don't you trust your government?" To which I reply, "Well, I trust my government, but it's the people working for them that I don't
See, I knew you was a rebel. I knew it. I could tell.
All right, so then, and that's the end of that. Next week, my boss came back and he had to pay $3,000 to get the laptop back.
Oh my gosh. See, that's I'd be so pissed. I'd
Yeah,
be so pissed.
yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, it's my loud mouth. So there are subtle ways, and I learned years later. That was my freshman out of college kind of experience in the workforce and dealing with the government officers. There are subtle little ways to talk yourself out of the situation. I just went for the direct approach,
I
which is not always the best.
I
All right.
I like
Yeah.
that story, man.
That's a good way to end the live stream, right?
Right.
All right. Okay. See you next week.
All right. You have a good
Bye.
day, Dan.
All right. Bye, Roger.
Bye.